Okay, we are doing a bunch of testing, so we're going to be testing in Fedora Linux. We're going to be testing the Blue Yeti, and we've already done some web cameras and stuff like that. We're going to be testing this G10 mixer. We're going to be testing the Focusrite Scarlett, and a couple of random USB Amazon type microphones. Um, so what we need here is a proper USB-C cord for one thing, and I don't know if this is it or not. But we'll find out because I have a lot of charge cords. So let's bring up the we'll move this. Okay, let's bring up that, and let's see. We don't know if this is going to work. Okay, turn the mixer on. There's a pretty good chance that this is not going to work in Linux. But let's see if we go. This is going to look like an audio input and output, I think. Let's see here. So we have audio input, capture, pulse audio. We got audio capture device, ALSA, output capture, input capture. I'm going to try this one first to see what happens with the audio capture device, ALSA. That will default. We got the G10 mixer USB audio right here. Also, these web cameras, the Logitech showing up, the eMeet is showing up, and the USB 2.0 is showing up. We click that there. Let's go OK. And then we can see it right here. So now if we play maybe a preset, let's see if it does anything. No. Okay, there we go. Alright. So I need to prop this thing up actually. Alright. With OBS Studio, it's really kind of hard to tell what you're doing. Let's click the start recording thing. Oh, it won't record. It's another problem. Failed to open H.264, unknown error. Okay. URL and stream key are missing. Yeah. Cancel. I don't want. Okay, so for some reason, I don't know, is it one of the web cameras? This is what you're going to run into with Linux that you don't always foresee. Like, I thought everything was running good, but now this thing here, I don't need to hook a microphone to it because it has sound effects. So we can see right there on the meter that there is sound going into it. The line in, a bunch of other things that can be hooked up. In fact, you can also hook up a headset. So somewhere I have a headset. I don't know what I did with it, but it's, you know, oh yeah, it's a USB one. Never mind. Well, I probably have a gaming headset that would probably fit, which, you know, some of those are actually pretty nice. So let me see. here if maybe we go ahead and close OBS, and we'll come back in here and we'll reopen it. Let's see how long it takes to reopen. Well, not too bad. Okay. So something's not allowing it to record. And we go in here maybe to our settings. Show settings. Okay. Stream, output, video. Okay. Base canvas. Our output scaled resolution is 720p. Okay. Alright. Output. Streaming. How about recording? Recording path. Recording format. I don't know what this .mkv is. MP4 probably. I don't know. QuickTime MOV. You know, this is why stuff was really a pain back in the day, because there was like all these different formats. And that's how YouTube actually got big, because they converted all those formats with Flash Player built in and made it to where everybody could use it. Okay. So we don't know what's going on here. Let's try starting to record again. Failed to open each. Let's try this one at a time. Okay. We've got a camera here. We'll go remove. Yes. Okay, let's see if any of these cameras are the problem. Okay. Remove. Yes. Okay. We have nothing on there now. It looks like you haven't added any video sources yet, so you will only be outputting a blank screen. Are you sure you want to do this? No. Okay, so it appears that absolutely none of these will work. Let's try screen capture. Okay. So we click OK. And alright. So it's capturing my display of what we're looking at on this monitor. Alright, we're good to go. So you'll see just a whole, repeat of these. But let's just see. Okay. Start recording. So something's not right in here. Open H264 error. And this is kind of a problem you're going to run into when you use OBS Studio on certain versions of Linux. Now, I've never run OBS on Fedora. I like Fedora, but I've run it on Arch, Ubuntu, Debian, and I think that's it. And I've never had this problem. So I don't know if this is specific to Fedora or this actual version of OBS. I like to get OBS from the Flatpak, FlatHub, or whatever you want to call it. So as you can see, this is not going to work, and without doing some research, I'm not going to know why it's not working. It could be just I need to download a plug-in from their software store. We can check that really quick to see. It does say there's some updates, but none of them are anything special. So there's OBS Studio, and it comes from Fedora Linux. I don't know if I can just reinstall it. So this is going to be from FlatHub, and it won't let me do anything. So cancel. Okay. FedoraProject.org. Okay, so this one. Okay, that's on RPM. Okay, now, yes, delete, and then we'll uninstall it. And this shouldn't really be too hard to do. I want to make sure that it actually is doing it. Come on. Okay. So it's gone. So let's go back over here. So what it didn't do, I noticed when I downloaded it, it didn't give me any options for any of the add-ons. OBS, OBC, OBS. It's seriously thinking. Okay, now there's a bunch of things called Obsidian. And it's strange that, like, actually, oh, there it is. It doesn't show up. So I don't want see where it says Fedora Linux. You can come up in the corner here. It says Fedora Linux right here. You click that. I don't want that. It does say it's Flatpak, but I don't want to use their system. And I sure as hell don't want to use RPM. RPM, I don't know how to explain this, but RPM is like a file format, isn't it? RPM packages. I forget who uses those. Anyway, let's go here to where it says FlatHub. It says dl.flathub.org, and it says Flatpak. Let's click that, okay? And it's showing the different things that you can install. See, so 3D effects, there's a green screen thing that you can do, that all these other different things, but for some reason it just says cancel, and it's not showing that it's actually doing anything. So I personally don't think it's downloading. I'm probably going to have to reboot this thing. Let me zoom out of here. So, you know, the things that would be easy to do in Windows are not easy to do in Linux. And don't listen to these guys that tell you that it's so easy to switch, because it's not true. They maybe have a certain type of personality type that is like masochist, and they enjoy pain and suffering, and they like a challenge. But a lot of people don't. And I'm here to tell you that stuff does not all just work smoothly on Linux. Okay, we're going to go ahead and restart this computer, and we'll see if we need to do that to get the other one to install. But it's been my experience that OBS Studio really just doesn't work right unless it comes from FlatHub. Because I think, if I'm not mistaken, FlatHub is the official deal for OBS Studio. That's where they want you to get it from. And they don't want you to get it from somewhere else. And these other ones have it and are hosting it, but they've modified it. And it doesn't work right. So I don't know. I really do like Fedora. It's something that's a little bit different. It's not really, like, I can't notice a difference between one computer and another as far as if they're all running the same desktop. What I do notice is some of them by default have different package managers, like this one. and I don't like that. But you know, it's something that's going to take you probably years to figure out what you like and what works for you. So I've just found this, you know, being a ham radio YouTube person, like I need certain stuff, and not all the distributions are really good with that. So I end up using Windows 90% of the time. The reason that I do Linux is to make videos, to help educate other people who are like myself, not advanced users. I just make content to show you what you can and can't do with it as far as from like my perspective. It's more of kind of a data log diary of my adventures in Linux. But anyway, I couldn't really switch to it as a daily driver. I've got a computer behind me and a computer in front of me, and it's like two different workstations. I've got this guy here, and then I've got the other one behind me, and the other one behind me is right there, and it's in a server rack, and it's an i7. It's an older i7, a 6700K, but it runs quite well for most things, and I'm not a super gamer, so if I want to get on, what do you call it? Steam, works just fine. Alright, so let's get in here again and get after it. Let's see if we can fix this problem. I don't know how what I have in here, like 12 gigs of RAM. I've got like some odd crap going on. I really like the GNOME desktop because I can just come in here and like I see everything visually. Then we get into like the file system, whatever you want to call that. I call it file system, but I can go in here and click about my hardware. i5 4590, 4 cores, 32 gigabytes of memory. Oh, okay. I'm trying to remember what I did. I updated it. The other computer might have 12. The i7 machine. I don't know. What are these? What color is that? So I think this had 16 or something in it before then. Anyway. So that's better than I thought it was. We just have a 500 gigabyte spinning drive in here. I have not had a solid state drive fail on me, but I've only recently started using them. And I have a lot of surplus spinning drives, so that's what I choose to use. Okay, we're up to date. Let's make sure that OBS is not installed. We don't want it in here. Okay, that's everything on here. Search. We'll go OBS. Okay. And there it is there. Click on it. And it defaults to Fedora Linux project.org. We don't want that. We want FlatHub. Okay, now we can click install. Now, I've heard people that complain about FlatHub, and I don't know exactly why they do. Because for me, it just works. For everything from Chirp to OBS Studio to, you know, some of the SDR stuff. Alright, that hung for quite a while. It says it's installing at 98%. That was like said preparing. It is a little bit after 5 p.m. so could be bottlenecks in the internet. You never know. You know, you got to think about these things too. Your service provider might be overloaded, or everything else might be overloaded. So let's see what we got here. So we want also, as soon as it's done doing this, we want to add the add-ons. And you have all of these different things: the 3D effect filter, advanced masks, advanced scene switcher, ATEM multi-stream. It lets you go live on as many platforms as possible, completely free. The audio monitor plugin for OBS Studio to add audio monitor dock and filter. It allows you to put the audio of OBS source to an audio device by adding the monitor. The background removal removes the background for your camera video. Composite blur, the countdown creates countdown timers. Distro AV, new tech NDI integration for OBS Studio. Downstream keyer, plugin for OBS Studio to add a downstream keyer dock. I don't know what that is. Draw. Plugin for OBS Studio to draw on stream. Oh, that's cool. Droid Cam. Use your phone as a camera source with the Droid Cam app. Oh, that is absolutely cool. Freeze plugin. Freeze filter. G Streamer. Encode streams and recordings using G Streamer. Input overlay. Live split 1. OBS teleport. OBS Studio plugin for a new open NDI-like replacement. Pretty simple, straightforward. No NDI compatibility in any form. OBS VK capture Vulkan and OpenGL applications, like Vulkan shaders, I guess. OCR plugin, extract and detect text in image and video inside OBS. Cool. Rewards Theater, an OBS plugin that lets your viewers redeem videos or sound on stream via Twitch channel points. Scale to sound. Scale sources according to the sound of the audio source. Cool. Shader filter plugin for OBS Studio to add user-defined shaders. Source clone plugin for OBS Studio to clone sources. Source record plugin for OBS Studio to make sources available to record via a filter. Stroke glow shadow plugin for adding new inner and outer strokes, glows, shadows to masked sources. Transition table. Fine-tune your transition with a transition table. Vertical canvas. This is how you can do the vertical stream. Add a vertical canvas to stream and record in secondary resolution by ATEM, AITUM. Waveform, auto spectral analysis plugin. WebSocket server legacy. Remote control OBS Studio through WebSockets using the legacy 4.x protocol. Really cool. I don't know that there is a way to capture them all. Is there? I don't think so. So basically, I'm gonna click that, the background removal. The masks, multi-stream, and this is gonna take forever. The audio monitor. I don't know if I want to put like a ton of this stuff on here. Countdown timer, maybe try that. Source clone, source record, vertical canvas, waveform. So that's all I really want on here, and it will take a while for this to probably do anything. These say pending. It's installing. So we'll have to wait for all that to get done, and I'll be back. Alright, I think it's pretty much about done. Okay. So it installed these where it says uninstall. You can tell which ones. It's really hard to see it on the screen here. Okay. So now, let's zoom in here a little bit. Auto configuration wizard. So next. Use current canvas 1920 by 1080. Next. Not using Twitch. We would be using YouTube RTMPS, but I thought we probably missed something here. So if you're going to optimize for streaming, recording is secondary. I'm not going to set this up to stream. I'm going to set it up to record. So next. So this way it won't ask me what I want to do with the stream keys and all that. I've made other videos on that if you're interested in figuring out how to do that. We just want this thing to record so we can make some tests. That's it. So this is what it does. It says, okay, we can see the program has determined these settings are ideal for you. Recording encoder is software X264. The quality is high quality, medium file size. The base canvas is 1920 by 1080. The output is going to be 720p, 1280 by 720. And it's using 60 frames per second, which is a little higher than I really want because I think it's hard on the computer. Apply the settings. I probably could change it. But you see right away, it's picking up audio from one of these cameras. I can assure you of that. And I can see when I push on the other thing. What we need to do is it's getting audio from somewhere on its own automatically. We haven't even configured this. Let's go to advanced properties. It's monitor is off. As I talk, it moves, which means it's one of these. And if I was to unplug them one by one, I could probably figure out which one it is. So normally what I do is I'll add my devices and I'll go in. So here I am, I'm on camera. This is the Logitech, looks good. You can usually turn the audio off in here somewhere too. I don't see the setting for it, but okay, we'll just click OK. We're going to put that right there, and we'll actually go ahead and shrink this one because we're going to add another one later, but we'll go to properties on here. Let's see if we get range, brightness. I am not seeing the sound part. Okay. So let's see what else is plugged in here. We have, okay, I've unplugged one of the other cameras. It's the e-meet camera is unplugged. And we don't need all the cameras hooked up, so that's why I'm actually going to unplug them. We know that they work. Okay, so the Logitech is recording our audio. There should have been an advanced tab, I thought, but I'm not seeing it, so we have to go to advanced audio properties and to figure out where it's pulling the audio. It's very strange. Okay, so I'm gonna go and also unplug the Logitech. So now we have no sound. We know that this thing is using our sound. Let's go ahead and close this thing. But the thing that was strange to me is it was automatically using our sound. And to keep things simple, I want to add. Oh, we have a vertical plug-in. We don't want that. Okay, but anyway, to add the audio input capture, there was, see, we don't have the same features on here anymore. The other version had another audio capture device. And now we can't seem to use our mixer. Isn't that great? So we're going to cancel that. And then we need to remove it, which is ridiculous. Alright. Audio output capture. Let's see. Built-in stereo HDMI. No. Okay. Oh, okay, well, this version of OBS will not support our mixer, which is just dandy, isn't it? And I wonder if it's because of how we have OBS configured. Media source. Let's see. Nope. Okay. Now, if we were on Windows, this would be pretty easy, but we're not. So, again, I'm just kind of not even trying to point out flaws, but they keep coming up. Let's do a screen capture. We gotta click that. Okay. So our screen capture is good. At least we think. Now let's start recording and see if it gives us an issue. Alright, so it's recording. And we can pause it and we can stop it, which is awesome. Sometimes you have to go in and enable it to be able to pause, but the fact that it just doesn't like my mixer is sort of strange. Let me replug my mixer in and see if maybe it will discover it. The input capture, I don't want to capture the input. I want to capture so my mixer should be able to act as a sound card in and out I want to send sound into the mix. So it gets confusing because I'm like, well, I don't know which one. Let's start this jack server thing and see what it is. Okay. Properties. Well, guys, I thought I had the answers, but apparently I don't. So let's try audio input capture. Click OK. Built-in analog, that's not going to work. Okay. Remove this. Yes. And the funny thing is OBS doesn't come up full screen either. Audio input capture. Click OK. So it doesn't show up. So the other version worked, but it had this other thing here. I want to make some changes to this, I think, because I think that might be part of a problem. Profile. New. Just call it whatever. Random. Okay, we're going to optimize for streaming and see if it does something different. I don't want more than 30. Okay. YouTube. Connect account recommended. Cancel. Use stream key. Didn't like that. Okay. Next. We'll just let it do its goofy test. Okay. Yeah, oh yeah. Failed to connect to server. Cancel. Alright. We trash everything that's in here, yes. Trash. Yes. Alright. We have... We need audio. It doesn't give us any different stuff. So, this version is not the same as the other one. Nope. So that's not going to work with this one. Okay, so let's go ahead and just take a break from that. Let's see if it will capture our Scarlett and our other deal. Alright. We're going to see if the blue will work or not. Oh, that's a USB. Let's start with the Scarlett. It's a USB-A. Okay. Now what we just need to do is we just need to see if it's going to come up. Properties. Yep, so the Scarlett comes up. Scarlett Solo USB audio input. Okay. Alright. That is really strange. So that comes up. So we could feed our microphone into that if we wanted to. But my soundboard doesn't work. It's like... it worked in the other version. And then also, this version was automatically recording sound from a Logitech web camera that wasn't even configured to this. So that seemed a little strange. So you could do solo USB input, 1 mic input, 2 instrument in line. Instrument in line. That'd be whatever, but okay, now where's my microphone cable? Okay, I need an XLR. All right, we have a couple of different options here, but I'm also going to test this. This is a Behringer, a very, very small mixer, but real suitable for basic stuff. What the hell did I just put the microphone? So we've got a microphone that I misplaced. All right, so I mean, these are called 5-core microphones. Don't know too much about them. They seem to be some company out of California that sells Chinese microphones and pretends they're really good. Going to need phantom power. And right away we can see, I can hear something happening. This microphone perplexes me. It might just be this cable, but I get a funny noise in it. Now let me see if the secondary one that I have does the same thing. Did you hear that? That was this thing, the phantom voltage on this thing put out a bunch of noise. This thing like acts like it's actually smoked. Okay, so I'm gonna say that there is a cord issue here. This is the joys of like screwing around with audio. So it looks normal to me, but I suspect something funny with that cord. I do have a brand new cord in the box if I need to use it. Let's get these over here. Let me get a different cord. I actually don't think this is a condenser. So let's just try something very quickly. We'll pull out our meter here. Gonna put it in ohms. This is me going down the rabbit hole, but I don't know what APO is. Okay, ohms. The hell? That seems strange. Oh. $582 ohms. This is not a condenser microphone. So we were lighting this thing up with 48 volts phantom voltage, and it was acting as a speaker. I can't seem to get it to open. Let's go ahead. It's finger loose. Wow. Okay, let's get this open. Okay, this is a dynamic microphone. It's got to be. So anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4. We can see it lighting up. It's definitely a dynamic. I don't know why, but I thought it was a condenser. I swear I had taken it apart and it was a condenser. But So we have audio here. We can see it on our screen. Let's go and do audio input capture. Let's see here. We'll do let's do screen capture. Where's that at? Jeez. Okay. Okay. Click OK. We'll do screen capture, and we're now going to start recording, and we cannot start the recording because there's now a sound problem. Oh my god. You guys get it? I mean, it's one thing after another. Can't start backtrack when no replay buffer is found. Alright, well, let's go look at our recording. Show recordings. Okay. Let's see. So one of these should be... Oh, wow. We don't have any sound, though. So this is actually the recording playing back on the screen. Alright. Okay. That one didn't have audio anyway. Let's close that out. Okay. Maybe this one. Yeah, so we have an audio problem. Okay. Audio input capture. Advanced settings. Audio input capture. Mic. If I'm wrong here, we're gonna hear a bunch of squealing. Mic, monitor, and output. Okay. Close. It's still telling me the same thing, but I have a feeling that when we're done recording that this one will actually have audio. But this is not ideal at all. We don't have any audio. Mystery continues, guys. So, yeah, if I was to go do this in Windows, it would be perfectly fine. So, I'm going to cut the video short. I don't think we need to keep testing this. You can see that there's a problem. And it has something to do with this version of Linux and OBS Studio altogether. So, it's really too long of a video, to be honest.